I know there are people who believe that power or fame are what is truly valuable in life. And so they spend all their time, they give their life to be in front of the right people and to be in the right place at the right time and belong to the right organizations so they can somehow attract attention and gain power and authority. There are still others who believe in that God with a small g that lives within themselves, that somehow it exists within me to take care of myself. And so they'll try to pray in the right way and go to the right seminars. They give their life for that belief. See, we all believe in something. Even if you say you don't believe in anything, you don't believe anything happens after this life, then how are you going to live? You're going to try to eat, drink, and be merry, right? Because tomorrow we die. So you're going to spend all your time trying to get pleasure for yourself, trying to relieve yourself of pain, numb yourself to the pain of this life. So all of us, in some way, are dying for something. But we all have to ask ourselves a question at the end. Everyone has to answer the same question, and it's this: was it worth it? Was what we chose to give our life for, did it turn out to be worth it? Did it give us what we thought it would? And that's why I love the story of Stephen in Acts chapter 7. Stephen was a faithful believer in Jesus Christ. He was someone who proclaimed the gospel far and wide. And because of his faithful proclamation, there were some people who didn't believe that. They didn't like it. And so they trumped up charges against Stephen and they brought him up on trial. And he knew that his life was hanging in the balance in that trial. And they said, Stephen, you need to recant what you've said. You need to take back what you've said you believe about Jesus Christ. But in that trial, he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't take it back. And the Bible says in Acts chapter 7, verse 54, it says, the people were furious and they gnashed their teeth at him. They gnashed their teeth at him. That's not a phrase that you normally use to describe human beings. That's a phrase that you describe animals with. Animals gnash their teeth, not human beings. But it describes this mob behavior that starts to move towards Stephen. They're gnashing their teeth. There's a quality of evil and darkness to this. And I'm sure as they're moving towards Stephen, they're picking up stones in their hands. I cannot help but believe that in Stephen's mind, he must have thought, he must have considered, is what I'm about to give my life for, is it worth it? Stephen was a perfectly sane, rational human being, and he was about to die for what he believed in. It wasn't because he was poor or uneducated. It wasn't because he was emotionally unstable. It was because he believed that Jesus was the Christ. And in that moment, Stephen, all he had to do was say, you know what? I take it all back. All he would have had to have done in that moment was say, I take it back. I don't believe it. I'll go along with whatever it is you say. And they would have dropped the rocks and walked away. But he stayed with it. He didn't recount. He believed in Jesus Christ. And in that moment, Acts chapter 7 says the heavens opened and God was revealed in His glory with Jesus standing in His right hand. As if to say, as Stephen considered, is what I'm about to give my life for, is it worth it? It's as if heaven opened and God said, you see, Stephen, yes, it is. There is something in life that's worth dying for. And it's revealed to us in the person and the work, the manner of the life of Jesus Christ and His love for us.